Howdy.
Hmm.
Still after.
I had to check on them. They've been lying down since yesterday.
Really? Still?
Hmm.
Why, they still not gotten over what happened?
You saw their state when we brought her in.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah,
over
no,
it's
I
not
saw.
going to be simple.
You,
With me,
come
it
on,
took
face
sense
me,
being knocked
please.
into me. And you know that. You did that yourself.
You, come on. I think they'll talk to you better, Basil. I'll get back to you two in a few minutes. We need to talk to Lucia about something.
Yes. Hugh.
Lucia, let's
Hugh.
talk about a tree over there. Sure.
I'm not here to scold you. Far from it. I'm not exactly head servant material, so I'm not exactly equipped for scolding. I'm not sure if that is the right phrase, but... Can you stand for me, please? Thank you. I'd rather not have you strain that neck, even if you're a plush. I understand. It was tough leaving Deirdre, and it's been tough now. That you are putting in that much energy, despite not being of the lice discipline, is commendable. Far commendable. But we are only two. Can't save everyone. I'm not saying that for the sake of callousness. I'm saying that in case we risk breaking when we are needed most. I wouldn't be surprised if she were in your position, Shannon would be doing the same thing. If she could. Trying everything she can. But we both saw what happened. I saw more. It's... Shannon likely also feels bad for saying what she said then. At least with leaving Deirdre behind, there's still a chance we can get her back.
Hey.
Hugh.
Not my fault, Hugh. We're already dead when you got to them, okay?
Hugh.
Hugh, Fuck.
I saw her get bisected. And I think at that moment, all of the chaos, all the shock ended up deluding me.
We're going to the training island.
Mhm.
Try and find a way to get Hugh there. Once you guys get there, I'll push the boat away for a little bit. The current will bring it back eventually, but I don't think
The currents will bring them back, yes.
Just
I fear now if she hears your voice, if Hugh hears your voice, they think of her.
And she's not gonna hear my voice. You'll see what I mean when we get to the island.
I'll try and get them to the island, hopefully. I'll say that you won't be there. Or at least not fully. So I'll go over here. Hugh. Hugh. It's all right. Lucia wants us at the training island. And Shannon told me that she's not going to stay around, for your sake. For what it's worth, I wish I could have saved her as well. Considering I saw what happened. Come on. Let's head to the training island. If you're willing to let me pick you up. Very well. Come on. He's carrying you here.
Alright. Oh,
Well,
I shall... One moment, let me just check we're ready to head over. Are we ready to head on over? Alright, let's get on.
very well. You'll probably have to tell me to put you. You'll probably have to tell me to put you down. I'll be honest.
Alrighty. I guess we just chill around here until Shannon turns back up.
She did say she wouldn't stay too long, if I recall. At least
Alright.
for Hugh's sake.
I suppose you... Alright. I suppose you two were the ones who spoke. Oof.
Somehow...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, somehow the apartment complex that Deirdre sent me to feels less harrowing than the past few days. And ironic, considering it's my It was my first duty since fleeing my own life.
I mean, if I had to take a guess, I would suppose that you had. It felt less random, that situation, the one you first were in.
I suppose.
You.
More
You know,
controlled, so to speak. Less open.
Yes.
Open-ended, yes.
I'll be leading the lesson for today. Shannon will be asleep. For now.
I see.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
I will not introduce myself, just... You lot follow me onto the main island. I may be in her body, but Shannon is not currently going to speak to you lot. I think that works
right.
better for you, does it not, you two? I guess we will see. All of you, come on.
With those out of your arms.
Oh, I had already put you down when we were talking with Lucia, but fair enough. Yes.
So, today is going to be a little interesting. Okay? We're not going to draw our blades, we're not going to hurt each other. We're just going to have a nice little chat, and then we'll put that chat to practice. I think the word in English is trining, that's the one.
Yes.
That is it. The next 20 or so minutes will be dedicated to a little lesson, and then we'll put that lesson to practice. Is that agreeable for everyone?
Yep.
And you, Perhevel?
Yes.
And you, Hugh. Alrighty then. I want each of you to answer a question for me. What is magic? If you have an idea, raise your hand. Or jump, whichever is easier for you. Yes, Hugh.
Hugh does an interpretive dance to try to communicate what she's saying.
Translation. Whoever this is understands the dance. What may that dance mean, little Hugh? What an adorable little dance it is. Technically correct. Close enough to the real answer, where it is technically correct in some aspect. Good little plushie. If I had a sticker of a gold star, I'd give it to you, but unfortunately I do not have such a thing.
Goodness.
Now you two. What is magic to you?
Yeah,
Who
like
would like to answer first?
I viewed it as magic being the will of both the planet and the user combining.
Elaborate.
If I put into my thoughts the desire to protect, desire both of myself and healing and others, And think of that as a thought putting everything together, then a barrier is formed. The will of the planet and myself working together to form the end of an equation of sorts.
So you think of it as a matter of mathematics, then, in a sense.
Yes.
Not far off. You.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, so that would depend, like, metaphysically or, like, as a concept. I mean, my immediate answer is probably magic is, like, fundamental forces, I suppose. And someone who is awakened has the ability to manipulate those forces to create desired results. Whatever they may be.
Okay. All three of your answers technically get very close to the answer. But there's one key factor that I'm not even sure Deirdre had the chance to teach you all back in her day. Back before she went missing. And you wish to know what the technically most correct answer is. Or at least the closest that would make sense to a mortal mind.
Sure.
Magic is emotion as energy. Our emotions, even the emotions of a plant, of the planet, an animal, anything, gives rise to magic. It is an energy that has existed even back in the age of single-cell amoebas. An energy that will exist long after we do. An energy that might even exist long before the heat death of the universe. Magic is, and was. It always will be, and it always will continue to be. For as long as emotion will exist, so will magic. So in a sense, life generates emotion, so magic is life. Emotion can sometimes drive logic and reason, hence the mathematical angle.
And will.
But magic is also an essential turning cog of this planet. It keeps it moving, no matter what. Think about it. When each of you awakened, or at least became properly aware of your magical abilities, what was the key thing you all share in common?
A moment of high emotion.
Yeah.
Exactly. Those who are blessed enough to be able to cast magic, once they reach a certain part of their life, when something begins to change irrevocably for them, like their life in danger, or the urge to protect someone, or just something reaching out to them, or even anything else really, it causes that energy to swell up and release from the body. Like if you were sneezing, for example. And after that point, you become able to cast magic, able to feel magic. Sure, as a mundane, or an unawakened, you might technically be able to feel trace amounts. That's where our gut feelings come from. You ever just have that feeling in your gut that's unavoidable? That is the most basic form of being able to sense mana. A feeling so normal that even mundanes can feel it, and that they've just attributed to a psychological response all these years. Now let's think about magic even more. Take this woman, for example, Shannon. When she first awoke, her life was in complete danger. Stuck in a life or death situation. All the energy had to leave her body somehow. And eventually it did. Sure, the timing was not great, but from my own observation, and from what I have heard, I would say she did a pretty fine job. Dealing with the aftermath, at least, not the immediate result. And so, in a sense, to fast-track my own ramblings, think about how most folks use magic, for example. Magic, when you try to visualize it, often gets perceived as these little strands of cotton or silk so fine in the air that you can barely perceive it. If you had a spell like Detect Corruption or anything like that, you might be able to see it for a brief moment. But for the summoners and the healers, they might sometimes see it around their hands as they heal or conjure forth the familiar. Little threads that bind everything and everyone together. Sort of like a dress, for example. Here, Hugh. Look at this dress. Do you see all the threads? All the sewing patterns? Every material woven together. When you cast magic, imagine your hand as a magnet, your focus as a filter. The focus, or the familiar, brings in the mana, sucks it in, purifies the negativity through your body, and then releases it at the hand that can cast it. Or for the summoners, uses that mana to generate forth a familiar, like a fairy, or a spirit, or even just raw energy itself. In a sense, we are all weavers, in a sense. Conjuring forth our own outfits. Although in this case, you're not exactly wearing them, are you? You're using them to protect. You're using them to heal. And you use them to misdirect and disguise. It's kind of beautiful when you actually take the time to think about it. It's something that I remember Deirdre speaking of so fondly back in the day. But let's think about another thing. Our sigils. Do you all remember why you have them in the first place? Raise your hands if you have the answer. Or jump. Lucia.
They're for better channeling the magic we use. Primarily.
That's one thing. Okay. Anyone else know the other reasons? Piercy, who has an answer? Technically, yes, it is a buffer in some aspects. Sort of like a coffee filter. Filters out the clumps in mana. I know this might not apply to you, actually, maybe, if you get stuff caught in your material often. But let's say you're combing your hair, okay? Or trying to get some lint off of something. You'll find these clumps in the fabric, or dandruff in your hair. It sort of makes it not smooth anymore. The focus and our sigils help clear out the clumps in mana, reducing the risk of failure in our spells, making it so they're not just risks, but rather guaranteed. But that's not all our sigils do. They also help us learn magic faster. I mean, by now, if I recall correctly, some of you folks here, or at least, I think at least one of you, or two of you, have the second tier of magic, as Deirdre named it. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that one, yes. Essentially, normally, for most mortals, it can take but 20 to 50 years to learn how to even get to the second tier, let alone safely casting the spells in that. Our sigils increase our storage of mana, allowing us to cast more spells and learn faster without the risk of death, or at the very least complete exhaustion. A brilliant invention, actually. I kinda don't remember who came up with it first, to be honest. I'm pretty much I feel like I should. But there's also another reason. How many of you last year were around during the peak of the Duskmother's influence? I think you saw the most of it. Correct, you? Dark magic is an unfortunate reality. Formerly, it used to just be a few isolated groups that knew it. But now people, even independent mages, are learning it somehow. And so we're seeing that, a modification Deirdre made to the sigil all those years ago, when she took over, was a purifier. To keep dark magic away. If you're near many dark artifacts that would corrupt people. A corruption would be weakened. Near a dark entity like the Dusk Mother, sure, it would burn your arm partially, like the feeling of being burned, but you would know you are safe, because that is a feeling of essentially pouring alcohol on a hot wound, pretty much. It's doing its job, yes, but it hurts. But you know you are safe. And I think before we continue on to our next section, for our remaining 10 minutes of what's essentially just a conversation, I would like you, Fried, to ask me any questions about magic. Don't be shy. You may jump, raise your hand, spin around to get my attention.
Could you repeat that?
You may jump, spin around, or raise your hand to get my attention if you have any questions.
Before that,
All three of you, if you have any questions about magic, I'd be more than glad to answer them, as we don't get the chance to teach it often as we like.
Considering everything happening.
I think now is just as much of a great time to study our magic, rather than just practice it in the heat of the moment. So who here has a question?
Oh, okay. I have a question.
Let's start with you first. They're already approaching. Magic user.
Oh,
You see, interesting thing about that.
I see.
Shannon and somebody in the camp have been working very hard to translate some old elven documents about the third tier of magic. They've been hard at it for a while, and some of those documents do contain revival magic in them. But in ancient elven, a dialect hard to learn nowadays. But she has been translating it. With my help also, over her shoulder. So if you wish to revive someone, I think you have less than a month to wait at this point, hopefully, if the testing goes well. Is that a suitable answer, Hugh?
Have faith.
Have faith indeed, but that is the reason we are all still here today. Do you wish to have a hug before I move on to the next question? No? That is fine. I only wish to ask. Lucia, you were also having a question. Let's talk to you next.
Yes, there's 4 types of magic user. Why is there only 4? Or why specifically 4?
I don't know, to be honest. My memories go back as far as the 4th cycle, but I know at one point there used to be more ways to cast magic. Perhaps just over time. I mean, certain disciplines can be carried over genetically. Magic is not itself a genetic thing, but a gene can suddenly exist and grow, so perhaps, maybe over time, it was the core 4 we have today that were just the ones that settled down the most. Or the ones that were just lucky enough to persist over time.
Alright.
Or perhaps there's never a reason. One that's lost to my eternal mind at this point.
That does bring up
Does that make
the
sense?
unfortunate possibility that this dark magic you were talking about already, the usage of said clumps of magic, could be the 5th discipline.
That is a thought I don't wish to have. I need to fix something on these crystals really quick, so Preb will think of your question while I fix the issue.
I don't recall if you've already told me everything about what you've gotten out of that card that me and
Nothing.
got you from that complex.
Nothing out of it
I've
so far.
returned. This will be our last question before we move on to the practical section of today.
I'm afraid I don't exactly have that much knowledge in terms of questions. But
Hence why the questions are being given.
perhaps it's simply because of my own background. Was it originally meant for questions? Or being the one asking them, perhaps?
I have another question.
Let's see what Pearl comes
Alright.
up with first, or
Right.
do you have something?
Give
Or shall I
her...
move on to Lucia?
Let her speak. It should potentially give me time.
Alright
Okay.
then.
So I'm thinking, is there like any, apart from the, awakening and the emotional situation, is there anything else that determines who will become a mage, or can literally anyone become a mage, given the right circumstances?
From what I can tell, it's a lot more likely if one's family has a history of having mages in them. Granted, a mage can awaken in a family that has been completely mundane for thousands of years, if emotions are high enough, but the chances of much more stable awakening are higher in those who've already had family members as mages. Perhaps it's about the ambient mana in the air, making it already easier.
Or the nature of emotion mixing with that,
That too.
considering my awakening.
But do you have a question? Because I would like to only answer one more question before we get practical with today.
What? Considering the nature of when I awoke, I'm not sure what even
Red
caused
sky
the sky to
influence.
turn red. During that day, I never did get an answer.
I can answer that for you. So the Red Sky incident, I think Lucia was active during that day. I think.
Oh. Yep.
There was this unfortunate group of people, the Múinteoir on the Duskmage, they called it the Dusk Mother. They had this desire to bring about an eternal night, where their Dusk Mother could rule eternally, and essentially enslave mages. Not mages, mundanes, I'm getting mistaken. My mind is not all there, you see.
They both start with M.
In their attempt, the sky would bleed. Sky being red, was it bleeding from the stress? From all that mana being grabbed forcefully?
I see.
The red you saw on that day was the world's blood, burning as it was corrupted. Honestly, it is a miracle any of you lot managed to get rid of them in the first place.
I was with Deirdre for most of that incident.
I am aware. I was right behind her watching.
Oh, I see. You were the purple figure.
I suppose the cat's out of the bag, isn't it? Before you get any confusions, Lucia, the person you were talking to earlier during your imbuing was a different woman. But I am Deirdre's familiar. Speaking now to you through Shannon. Deirdre has not died, but for some reason I cannot link myself to her body.
I assumed as much. You are born of her energy, so to speak.
Yes, if she were to die, I would die also.
And as long as you're here, we at least know she's alive.
That is my impression. I do not remember what I... Truth be told, my mind is a bit fractured at the moment. After Deirdre was taken from the train, I barely remember anything. She had an anti-magic collar on for the longest time, essentially preventing me from even being conscious. her body.
I saw.
And I suppose you also found her records at the prison, if I am to be correct. I know Shannon heard about that.
I wasn't there. I can't say.
I was still at the camp preparing for their return. For the inevitable healing.
Your hand is up, Hugh. Do you have a question? Oh, no? Okay then. But my point I wish to bring up today is that... Yes, it does seem a bit dire right now. I mean, we did just lose someone important to us. They might not have been here as long as the rest of you, but they were still valued nonetheless. And I assure you that this Saturday, their funeral will be held with the most respect that Shannon can muster. And that she will need a lot of your help preparing for it this Saturday. The funeral for Thea. If you are available this Saturday.
Forgive me
How
if
do you
I
think about it now?
Forgive me if I do not attend, considering if emotions
I
govern
understand.
magic, then too much of it can also cause an issue.
This camp does a great job at
Regulation.
regulating such risks. But I still understand your worries. But to continue on with the end of my answer. No, wait, I did answer that. This guy was bleeding.
Yes.
Listen. Shannon had a section planned for the next 45 minutes. So, one of you is gonna have to catch her, because she's still not used to the post-possession, dizziness. Hugh, are you equipped to, break Shannon's fall? I remember you were great at
I can
catching
hold
beers
you.
one
I
time.
can hold you if needs be. But this is sufficient.
Alright. Yeah, that should be...
I was going to say I could
Sufficient
hold
enough.
you as you disconnect. But
No, trust me, there is a bit of a feedback after post-possession that thankfully softer beings like you were able to...
to cushion.
Oh my god.
Oh, goodness.
There.
Guys! Oh, it hurts so much! How did you reduce this? Oh, fuck! I have the most splitting headache right now. Oh!
Well, you did a lot longer than she usually does.
Yes, apologies for keeping you there over long.
Oh god! No, I allowed this to happen. Oh god!
Come, let me get you to your feet.
Wait, who am I?
Or at least...
Oh shit! You!
Here,
Give
let
me
me
up, give me up,
let
give
me
me
at
up, give me
least
up.
get you to a sitting position.
No, I can stand. I can stand.
You can lean on me if you need it.
There you go.
Alright. Hey, I'm so sorry.
No,
Or were you already willingly behind?
Yes,
They were.
put themselves
they were
in.
ready to catch your fall.
Oh.
The familiar already explained that there is feedback, hence why I wasn't holding you at the moment you changed back.
Yeah, no. What she has noticed, I need to come up with a name for her. Why did you never come up with a name for her? What she noticed is that, not always, but sometimes there's a very thin chance that all the sparks come out at once post-possession. It came out for a bit, didn't it? My skin got tingly.
Just then, yes.
Yeah, I still need to get the under check.
I suppose that is the feedback she was talking about. Softer
Yeah,
beings
no,
can
not very
withstand
good
it.
for anyone. Yeah, meanwhile, solid ones,
Yes.
dull or not. I mean, you remember what happened last time I touched you in that state? You went fucking flying.
True, but I can also heal myself.
Yeah. I'm gonna get
Maybe a bit-
changed behind some rocks real quick,
Yes.
because we have a practical section to do. Apologies for interrupting you there. My head's still getting sorted.
Yes.
Come on, right hand.
I was
There's
about
like
to
a whole
say,
routine
if
I gotta
you...
do every.
Well, I suppose healing isn't truly necessary, thankfully.
No, it's just a matter of having to remind myself to put my soul back into different parts of my body.
And breathe
It's a mental
properly again,
exercise.
perhaps.
You're right.
I see.
You free? Get yourselves equipped? Not
I
with
see.
your slots, no. You're not going outside today. Just have what you usually have on you. I'm gonna get changed really quickly.
Very well, then. If I recall correctly, I must have left my knife in my tent, though I will not need it, thankfully. Although, I believe the bat... Yes.
Very good spinning seals.
Very good spinning. Seriously, I don't know how you do that with such like small hands. Genuinely, I'm just
There it
surprised.
is.
Oh, it's probably telekinesis, isn't it? Is it?
He slaps you before you could get too close to figure it out.
Okay,
It's a
yeah.
mystery.
Okay, some things we're just never meant to find out. Okay.
A mage's
I'm gonna quickly-
secrets, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some of my documents on how I'm geared to handle practical trainings from the Strength 10, so I'll be right back, okay?
That boat
Meantime,
should
you
have
guys
floated
should
back
yourselves.
by now, thanks to the current.
Yep, there it is. I'll be with you guys shortly. I just got the training documents. See you guys in a
And I am not
minute.
traveling all the way back to my tent just to get the knife.
You can borrow mine if you like.
Who offers you her wand?
I still have... I don't use a knife as a focus. But I appreciate the offer nonetheless. Besides, the only thing this would be technically stabbing would be parchment. That's if I'm forceful with it.
I suppose.
And with the darker end, besides. Perhaps, when things finally quiet down, perhaps I could begin attempting to paint. Try and keep
Sure.
his...
Provided, do you have paints or are you going to have to gather materials?
Perhaps, I'm not sure. Perhaps
I'm
using
sure
a
we might have some
fork.
merchants over.
Perhaps still thinking of theories. My mind, in theory, if we could combine elemental energies from the crystals or each other with the water, perhaps that could make acrylic colors, watercolors in a pinch.
Failing that, I think we'll probably have the merchants over. Is that, do they
Considering
always
the
want- Can I poke them?
considering the personalities that a few others at the camp seem to have, I don't think they would reject the idea of having a painting made of their energy. A magical painting, perhaps.
I've returned. Sorry. I had to find the
Welcome
documents. They
along.
were buried deep in my tent.
I see.
Okay. Alright, I got 3 core training exercises for each of you today. Due to the fact that not many of us are awake, I will be having to substitute for quote-unquote the opposition for many of them. So if you want to hit me, you got the perfect chance to. And a legal excuse. Well, you were very quick with that, weren't you?
Hugh, please. Not now.
I've already beaten
I
these
can
other
also
dudes.
substitute, for I have a barrier of my own.
That is good to hear, actually. Very good to hear.
I did so
okay,
with
so
Volin,
first main...
and I can do so with us.
Good. Your first main exercise for today? Protecting against projectile attacks. This isn't
Yes.
just a test for those who have shields, it's also a great test for those without them, to figure out what they should do when under attack by projectile-based spells or other such weaponry. So, let us start with Lucia. Let's start with the one who
Oh,
doesn't have a
boy.
shield.
Yeah.
Here's how this is gonna work. Prezel, okay, Prezel, you stand over there by that little crevice over there, just for some cover. Maybe you
Very
can have
well.
a shield out if you need it, but the point is you should be able to see what's going on. So, yeah. Alright, Lucia, here's how this is gonna work. You're gonna be standing over there, okay? A little more to the left. No, my left.
Oh.
A little more. Perfect. 3 steps back. Alright, so here's how this is gonna work. I am going to sling some of my lightning at you. You're going to try your best to either avoid it, or just try to outmaneuver it. A reminder, I'm currently locked behind the tier 1 sigil, because I don't know how to apply it to myself for the time being. So, I have a cooldown of at least 5 seconds. That should give you plenty of time to figure out what to do, okay?
Okay. Goodness.
Now, when you get to me, your method is very simple. Knock me down to the ground, hence why I have my shield with me today, okay?
Alright.
Alrighty, I will raise both my hands in the air and scream when it's time.
Go.
Jeez.
I see. Slower than I expected.
Sorry about this. I'm gonna go this way.
Yes, in this scenario, you're making the environment your shield. Be cautious.
Yeah, the whole thing about lightning, it tends to lock you in place if you get hit by it too much. That's, heal me. Hold still. I'm gonna quickly... You're gonna be knocked back a little bit by this. Ready?
Let us draw closer, considering their exercise is already finished.
Alright,
Ah.
that should get you moving. Alright, so... Lucia, what did you learn as an unshielded individual?
Don't fight people with projectile weapons in open space, if you can help it.
Okay. What did you two observe?
Utilize the environment as cover if you cannot shield yourself.
Bing
And
pot!
be wary
Yes!
that projectiles can still fly out even at close range.
Yes, most people will not go down without a final hit. That is a big thing to remember. Shooters of often do not move from spot. Yes, that is true. Most people, magic or not, tend to stay in one place when they shoot. It can be for a variety of reasons. Like, if somebody has a rifle, for example, the recoil might make it painful to run while shooting. For someone with magic, particularly at my skill level, I have to
Anchoring
concentrate.
yourself to the ground.
Yes, I have to concentrate. I have to find a nice steady position to draw in that mana, and then release it. Obviously, it gets easier the higher tiered you are, but I don't know how to
Yes.
safely do that to myself. Cause do you remember how fucking painful yours was for tier 2? Do you remember how painful that shit was?
Oh, yes.
I need to teach
Absolutely.
somebody else how to do that soon.
You do
Thankfully, I have
not
a
bring
candidate,
me
but-
much confidence for when it comes time for mine. Hopefully.
I'm
Listen.
alive.
Listen, the sigils are painful no matter what you do, okay?
True, I do recall
if
this.
anything, Deirdre's was more painful. I just merely tweaked the formula a bit.
Oh boy.
I believe I experienced hers.
Yeah, we're on version 3 of the sigils right now. You know, pretty much almost identical functionally. I just reduced the pain of applying. But anyways, next up. Hugh. Stand over to where Lucia first stood. Remember, you have your shield. If needed, do not forget to manifest it in times of need.
I see. Oh, I see. That's why they're typing so slow. It's to indicate them writing. Fortunately, you are uninjured, despite electricity flying at you.
Then looks like you'll be learning how to navigate environments.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shock.
Like how Lucia did. The smaller size should make it actually easier to avoid faults.
I see.
So stand by that crystal. You two, go back to the safe place.
I could shield you if needs be, so you don't have to jump from relaxation to dodging maneuvers immediately.
So I'll just sink. I'll just kind of slide onto my ass if needed.
When I raise both my hands in the air, I will begin firing at you. Are you ready?
With me, magic feels more of an equation.
It is a cause and effect, like most things.
Yes. Protection, hemisphere, transparency. Light, obviously, but, well, that's more the equals of the equation, I suppose.
Hmm.
You do not mind me using your knee, do you?
It's fine.
There's only so much I can easily shield in terms of angle, considering I have to angle the back of my hand. As she
Like I said,
connects with the ground instead.
Mm-hmm. It's really an interesting one.
She made a reasonable assumption.
Where have you gone, Hugh? Can't stay behind cover for too long now. Most enemies will move from their position if you stay still for too long. All but staying mobile, being efficient, and...
Yes. Another valuable tip. If you wish for them to come to you, outlast their patience, I suppose.
Hmm.
Gone.
Yes, I had assumed she was moving. I assumed Hugh was moving to swim.
Now they're in the water. This is not the best place to be against lightning.
No, water is... That's probably the reason she drew her sword as opposed to shooting lightning. At this stage, shooting lightning would be too much. She's scanning the waters, realizing just a hair too
There we
late.
go.
Well, waterlogging isn't the worst of damages.
Yep.
Oh, it's so cold. Why is it so cold in March?
It is nighttime, Shannon.
Yeah, no, that too.
A shame none of us are Niat. We could potentially use our flames to warm you up again. And dry
Only
you.
Volan awake.
Yes, you heard the squishing of the footsteps far too late.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a lesson for the both of you.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, Prevel? For that spot. While I quickly readjust my
Yes.
outfit.
In this scenario, you ended up outlasting these shooters' patience and drew them from their original spot. Thus, a more
Yes.
advantageous position. But if they did wish to do harm to you, they could have simply shot lightning into the water.
Exactly. But even then, not everyone has lightning. Some folks use fire, some folks use ice.
Yes.
And even then, ice isn't that cold to freeze every body of water instantly. Usually
It
only small
depends.
patches. So?
It depends on the foe you're facing.
Exactly.
Ballistics
Knowing what they
also
have
slow
is a
down in
great
water,
thing.
I've noticed.
Yes. That too. That too.
So against crossbows or
Rebel?
firearms? Yes. Similar position.
Alright.
In this scenario, I will be using my shield.
You here, do you want help bringing yourself out, or are you fine?
Oh.
That shield's close to breaking now. Be careful. Oh shit. And that shield is.
And that would knock you off balance. And thus, concentration would break.
Yep. Very much so. Hold on, I gotta get this one out.
Yes. So a minor stab to my mind equals a downed opponent.
In one way, yeah.
A stab will add
Come on,
up,
let's
of
move on.
course.
That should be most of it out. You
Of
might
course.
need to try normally.
Yes. That did take exactly 4 hits, and I was able to knock you off balance, just as the shield broke.
works.
Yeah, I'm going to get better at concentrating on that.
And I also knew to defend my
Normally
own
takes
legs.
8. Good to know.
Or I had guesstimated.
Sometimes guessing is all you got. Alright, so that is lesson 1 out of 3 for our practical exam. Projectile-based weaponry. Now, here is going to be lesson 2. How to deal with a shielded opponent. This can work in a variety of ways. I'm going to encourage you all to be creative with this. Maybe you can use melee, maybe some of you can use ranged. Maybe you could jam gummy balls down my throat. I don't know. I leave the solutions up to you lot. I'm going to stand on the central island, and then one at a time, each of you are going to try and get me down to my legs. At least on one knee.
Perhaps
Got it?
not the latter. I would prefer you not choke.
I'm just leaving the options open.
True, but demonstration is different from live opponent. Especially
I mean, if I can
considering
make
I
it.
would not rather exhaust myself healing you from gummy ball-based Heimlichs.
That's why I have my healing crystals on me. And besides, I'm an elf.
Yes.
I can take it.
Yes.
Each of you one at a time will be called over, and you'll have to figure out how to get me down on one knee. Got it? So, starting up, we have... Lucia!
Fine. Oh, that's why you strategy
Using my
can
own
work.
weaponry.
What?
Be ready to heal.
To make it fair, you'll be using more stuff.
Listen,
Well,
I mean...
a shielded opponent doesn't only have a shield.
So we're fine. Healing's a lot faster on this island, so you don't gotta worry too much.
Yeah.
Come on. I gotta warn you though, if you're hit with this blade, it'll shock you real bad.
And, again, we are fortunate that you have healing crystals and I am available.
Yeah.
When you are
So,
both
first up,
ready.
in the one-on-ones. On the one-on-ones. Do the countdown from free, Pravel.
22.
Alright. Throw the mask.
Oh, what the?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh shit, I was too early. I think I missed.
I have a very silly idea.
Use it, come on. Sometimes you have to use silly ideas in real life.
Alright.
Well done.
That worked. Oh, yeah. Oh.
No, that's conventional way.
Are either of you injured?
Alright.
That's easy, mate.
Just a mild bruise here and there.
You said
Oh,
you were
slash
too
of the leg.
tired, Hugh, but I can understand you be willing.
I got a few cuts in my leg. You
I
want to
see.
heal that one?
I have you.
Yeah. Lucia, how about you? I get anything on you?
Yeah. You caught my arm a bit.
Come here.
If you're able to, thank you.
That should suffice.
Yeah. Got an extra bruise here if you want to heal it.
Where's my mask gone? There.
Yes.
Good
Careful
job.
not to overexert yourself. You already said you were too tired. For the sake of a shield.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna get up, and then next up will be Hugh. They'll be starting where Lucia started, which is over there. You two move back there.
Yes.
Alrighty then. Let's fucking go. Alright! Alright, we'll do the countdown.
3, 2, begin.
Use any method you seem fit. I will not be going easy!
You use the telekinesis to throw the gummy balls right under your teeth while you're running.
Oh goodness. The element of surprise is always the easiest method to win a fight.
So much flavor.
Especially
So
with
much
an unorthodox method as this.
What's the most common flavor in this gummy ball attack? Ugh.
It's tropical burst, so it's different fruit flavored gummies right now, or gumballs right now.
I can taste all the fruits in the world. Oh, I can taste all the fruits. Is this what everyone else? Is this what you? Oh my! No wonder everyone passes out so much flavor at once. And the
I
choking.
see.
Oh. Oh.
I suppose the choking is
Oh.
unnecessary. You break concentration
I-
and focus with simply the flavor alone.
To be fair,
I mean, the
he
choking-
was aiming for the feet to make you trip and fall.
Oh, that helped too. Yeah.
That would also be effective, but, well, a simple gummy ball doesn't pale to the nature of a bowling ball in terms of force.
Oh.
It would be, I imagine for the sake of tripping, it might be wiser to try and aim for where they're about to step so that they slip.
Good job though, Hugh. Oh.
Very well done.
I need more. I need to make those golems.
Thank you for following.
He wanted that. No, that makes sense. Alrighty. Next step is you, Bramble.
I suppose there are worse methods than that.
Good job, Hugh. Genuinely. Yeah. You're doing good. You're doing good. Alright.
Yes.
Bramble.
Very well.
Alrighty.
I should remove this.
Yeah, no. No, it's not a good feeling for a while.
I would not wish to cut you, at the very least.
On the count of now. Well, warning about this. If this hits you, you're gonna be stunned for like 2 seconds. And
I
it's gonna hurt
see.
more than usual. So try not to get hit by my sword, okay? 3, 2,
This will be a risky idea.
1. Fucking can't see shit!
The idea was to force you to raise your guard, thus not allowing you to see where I'm shooting from. Or swinging from.
I had no idea the light spell could be done like that. Maybe I should.
It was a
invest in
risky
that.
idea to try and do 2 at once, but thankfully, I do not feel too much of a stab on my mind.
That's the whole point with utility spells. They're meant to be so easy, even a baby could cast them.
I see. Yes, apologies for the apologies for the bruise to your face.
That's fine. It's being healed right now. I'm gonna look like as pretty as a model.
Yes, let me put this back on. Be careful to make sure I am gentle with it. There.
Alrighty. Alright, all of you free. What were the lessons you learned from shield practice?
Disorientation can be
Well,
key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what about you, Hugh? Down faster is better in a lot of scenarios. Yes, it is.
Don't drag out a fight with an
cookie-
opponent if you can help it.
Yes, especially if you're aiming to go non-lethal. The quicker you can get your opponent on the ground and scared of you, the better. Because as I've been made aware recently, the Fianna has employed slaves in their
Yes.
ranks,
And I
as
have
their
been-
mundane soldiers.
Yes, and when we were attempting to raid that fort, I was doing my best to be non-lethal.
That's a good thing to do. Even if... Yeah, I want to prioritize making sure those slaves don't die if they don't have to. If it's unavoidable, it happens. But, yeah, gotta try our best here. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, so getting someone down on the ground fast is good. Means you can knock him out, you can walk right past him, not worry about shit, you know?
I realized I had been using
Ow.
the pommel of my bat more than the actual barbed end.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
Yes.
Sometimes even your shield can be a good weapon.
I had been using that to knock people off guard. If I hadn't thought of the light idea, I would have done that against you.
Yeah, and that's one of Hugh's favorite tricks, if I recall.
People also expect mages to be more cowardly, to be backing up if you hit their shield.
Exactly. But
Me
we aren't
attacking
cowardly.
with the magical shield throws both their focus and gives off balance and gives them confusion.
Exactly. Dingpot. Yes. Alrighty. We're gonna move on to our final exercise for the evening. I'm gonna review my documents really quickly, so you three can chat amongst yourselves and plan ahead, because all 3 of you will be doing this exercise at the exact same time. And running away
see.
isn't an option. The boat is currently drifted off of the current. I forgot to place down the anchor. It'll be back though. The current will bring it back. So
If
chat
it
amongst
doesn't,
yourselves
I
while
can
get
bring
my
it back.
suffering.
It's fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It'll come back.
Yes. Knowing that you have a healer in your ranks should alleviate a lot of worries when it comes to fighting, but do not push too harsh.
I mean, having anyone with a shield is helpful.
Exactly.
Were you the one where we were in a fight and you had the shield up and I kind of stood behind him and
I
stabbed in
believe you
front of the
must
person with the
have,
shield?
yes.
That's pretty handy.
That was during the rescue of the mines, was it not?
I can't recall. It was one of the.
Someone used you as a ramming device.
An unconventional way, certainly.
Perhaps not you as you are, but perhaps when you had your shield out, that could suffice. Hard
He
surface.
motioned that someone picked her up under his arm, and ran towards the enemy with you
fair.
in its arm.
Shields are very useful outside of just a protective application. Take her shield, for example. Spiked. You could very easily use it as a weapon in case your own sword is knocked away from you. And a shield is much harder to disarm from someone, especially like that.
Exactly, especially if you strap it down tight.
You would
But
have to practically
strength
take out the
exercise,
entire forearm in order to remove it.
or just break the shield. I mean, this is a replacement. Last one broke last week.
I see. From your business outside of Dublin, I recall.
No, from the monster thing, actually.
Oh,
Last
right.
week. Yeah, but either way, let's get back to the most important
Yes.
thing. There is a unique property about the training arena I have not mentioned to anyone yet. One that I had not been meaning to bring up for a while until it was more ready, but I've since been informed by some of the druids that occasionally come here to help with the crystals that it is ready. These crystals can produce, what's the best way to describe it, copies of past enemies,
I see.
made of pure mana. Essentially, it grabs combat data that I have given it from my old drone recordings and replicates it. Essentially, you three, all at the same time, will be fighting an old enemy. I don't know if all of... No, you three specifically, I don't think we're here when you all face this thing. No, let me rephrase it again. Basically, this thing was first fought way before you lot came around. That's the best way to describe it.
Yes, I was present before, well, during and after the Red Sky Crisis, so anything beforehand I have no knowledge of.
Yes. There is a particular type of thing called a branded. Do any of you know what a branded is, or shall I educate you really urgently?
It's vaguely familiar to me. I'm not sure from where.
Is it similar to the sigils, in a sense?
Kind of. You see, during the rescue mission to secure Chris and Lime, I was watching through some of the footage from my drones, and I realized that there is somebody who, much like the Dusk of the Cult, the cult of the Dust Mover last year, can forcefully imbue mundanes with a sigil, creating mindless husk, zombie-like creatures that exist only for releasing mana.
I see.
So, with these crystals, I'm going to generate that foe. I'll have to disappear though. I need to be off the island in order to make sure it only focuses on you three. Although I think somebody else might arrive shortly, so I'm going to go check up on that possibility real quick. So you lot, wait here a second as I go secure somebody real quick.
Did you get your hands on the boat and go and look at them again? We have time.
So, I suggest we employ that strategy I just talked about. Because I think that's quite a good one, personally.
Distraction, then capitalization.
Well, yeah. If... Because if they're targeting people with shields, I can get in and
Precisely.
get them.
They are focused with getting behind the shield, thus another entity can flank.
That's what I usually do.
This also works in reverse, however. The shield user will be focused.
Yes. And I try not to one-on-one things when I can help it.
Yes. I suppose this is our last exercise, and then we shall return to our tents
We're doing,
and recuperate. Mr. Volin.
Oh, hey, folks.
We're practicing against mana copies of things.
Shannon
Right,
apparently
fighters,
has stated
I think.
that these crystals can manifest previous enemies that she has gathered
yes.
data on. Apparently, in this case,
Hopefully not the big, the big flying thing with the fireballs and that.
I do not believe so.
Okay.
Oh,
I believe she was meaning
of
the
a
one
sudden-
spotted from the prison.
All of a sudden, there is a dense fog that rolls in. A fog that is thick, almost tickling your sigils for a moment. Not exactly producing a burning sensation, but a clear, uncomfortable feeling. From afar, you can hear Shannon's voice on a boat, about a little bit behind you, away from the island. And she sort of screams, "Okay, first up, as in the only one for tonight, because this is the only one we really have complete data on, the Branded! Get ready, though. I don't know if this thing will stop after a certain amount, so do attack with full intent to destroy. We're kind of testing this out. Good luck."
She said breaded, right? We're gonna fight a bread monster, right? That's what that means.
No.
do you have your knife with you?
Howard a sec, it's in here somewhere. There it is.
All right, good enough. I was gonna lend you
She
mine.
said branded,
yes.
apparently forcefully sigiled mundanes.
Oh goodness.
That doesn't seem to make them very happy.
Oh, I'm gonna stand here.
Why am I using the knife when I have two fireballs?
I think it might be wise to approach before they start doing something.
It is likely to lunge.
Yep.
I see. Lightning.
Oh dear.
It's from behind.
Oh, it's got a mace. Oh dear.
Two. I also have to keep a mental note of how many times I've been struck. This keeps accidentally happening. Grab it. There we go.
Ram.
Oh, fuck, I don't have a big enough weapon for this. Oh, God.
You have projectiles. Stay in the back.
Jesus Christ.
Should. If you can force them into the water, that might work. Because they're just leaking electricity constantly.
Sir, try to be dramatic with my bat often leads to funky avatar difficulty.
Let go.
Oh shit, you good?
I am fine.
Okay, cool.
It was just a mic.
I almost let shield go left. Look at this little face.
Oh, what the fuck? Why did my fucking thing just decide to say no and die?
They killed the emotional functions.
I love this headset. It's so functional and definitely doesn't just randomly die for no fucking reason at all. This is embarrassing. Haha, guess what decided to full crash randomly? Lol.
Did you say something?
My entire Steam VR just crashed.
Oh, damn.
I love when my VR chat is functional and likes actually doing things. Oh, wait, yeah, I could just come back from the training island. What the... Oh, I see.
It's pre-magic, you know? Fighting was kind of different pre-magic.
I suppose.
Ah, nice to see you finally got out the water. Nice to see you finally resurfaced.
I'm not
I
sure
didn't
what
anticipate
happened.
I think the electricity might have fucked with some of your sensors for a bit.
Highly possible.
Yeah, that can
I
sometimes
suppose
happen
there
with
is also the
electric magic.
functionality that a doll does not need to breathe.
How is it underwater, by the way? Without breathing? Is it just
How
You,
big would you say the fish
is it just
were?
like
Was it
heavier?
like this, or was it like this?
you asked this as though I was conscious.
Oh.
Well, jump
Yeah,
back in. We just know how good the fishing is here.
Well, you
I
jump in.
Do
Find out
apologize
that.
for that.
He's already wet, though.
No, it's fine. It's useful data,
least-
to be honest. It's useful data to see how dolls react to electricity magic. It's useful.
I wasn't even sure. Because I could have sworn I
Either way.
was briefly... Perhaps I didn't even see it coming in that case.
Who knows, really? A lot can happen. And even then, the magic for these are still experimental. It can be a bit delayed for others sometimes.
Yes, or
But,
completely debilitating.
yeah, no, I
Where
need to
you
get that
don't even
tweaked.
feel as though you're even in Dublin anymore.
Yeah,
Yikes.
open your mouth.
I think we call that a flux. That's common terminology for such a feeling.
That might
Maybe
be
it's a new
the...
girl thing. Look.
That might have been what occurred, actually. It might not have been the branded at all.
Yeah, maybe it's only a girl thing.
Yeah, no, fluxing can happen when there's often too much to
What are the implications of that? If that is true.
Or
You're like a cat.
your own senses fail you.
You're the
Like I
plant
might
eating
do
one.
that day.
I'm the carnivore.
Yeah, hold on.
It's nice to have
Yes.
canines.
Alrighty,
They're just not...
folks.
Despite this, does anyone require?
Apologies for interrupting you. Oh yeah, does anyone require healing any quick before we
Oh,
do a
okay,
little
yes.
debrief?
Yeah, I'm alright-ish.
I literally
Nothing.
saw you, Vaughn, get picked up and thrown on the ground like a charger in Left 4 Dead. So, here, he's a
What?
little healies.
It was... you did a lot in the moment, but thank you.
Yeah, no, it literally looks like something out of Left 4 Dead. Oh wait, I don't think. Oh wait, you don't know that game. I don't think.
No?
I'll show you. I'll show you later. It's an old game. Never got a third one though.
Huh.
Kind of sucks if we didn't.
I do not know
You'll
much
get the
about
joke.
games, I'll admit. Considering where
Yeah.
I was brought
God,
into,
reminds me of...
it is unsurprising,
Wars,
I suppose.
I saw The Empire Strikes Back in cinemas, and then I had to wait 8 years
Oh, you.
to watch the third one on television. So,
I see.
Yeah, no, that. But listen, I'm gonna put my weapons away. Hold on. You're not gonna talk about yourself real quick. Hold on.
1980.
Goodness.
Was I 14? There you go. I was 14. Yep.
Alright, so we had a nice productive training session today. Might I say so?
that's one word for it. Oh,
Yup.
Yeah.
Yes.
never put a
But yeah.
human being to the test before.
The last stage
you
went
know?
awry,
Granted, you were-
but other than that,
I mean,
very productive.
Yes. Yeah, it did go awry. I'm not gonna lie about that. It wasn't meant to be that intense. At all. Yikes.
Well, we test these things. Like we just did.
Yeah.
And at the very
Testing the
least,
group,
less
which
harm
I'm glad it
came
was
of
a.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's harm him.
For a moment, I
I'm
thought,
pretty sure all of my ribs have been put back together.
considering
But so?
the nature of it, may I
Yeah.
speak with you
What?
after all is said and done?
Sure, but I'm gonna talk for a little bit, if that's okay. Listen, what were the lessons we all learned today? Not just from the fight, but also from our little other lessons today. What have we all learned in terms of Oh wait, that's right. You only showed up at the first.
My
I only
Apologies,
showed up for the
Colin.
violent, scary part.
Yeah, what did you
no.
learn?
Look at. Now, what did you
I
learn
learned
first?
that
Since you had the-
Wow.
What did you learn?
But the branded bad. Putting brands on human people makes them crazy, and
Yes.
On their face as well.
and I'm probably the only person
Yes,
here who
that
has
was a-
actually killed a person.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's probably likely, unfortunately.
Hmm.
That's another
Right.
conversation.
Yeah, no. It's. Yikes. Who else wants to tell us what they learned today?
The more rational an opponent is, the more reasonable it becomes to predict their movements.
Something which came in very much handy to remember during the
What the-
branded fight, right?
Yes. In that
That didn't
state,
seem very reasonable.
it
at
would
all.
be ready. It would be more reasonable to be ready for anything. When it came to you shooting projectiles at me, the reason I had briefly stopped before you had launched your second volley was because I had expected you to launch them ahead of me. And you likely were expecting this in turn.
Correct.
Prediction goes both ways.
Yeah. Anything else to say before we move on to our next person?
The water is nicer than you think, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it's
Still don't
it's
know
oddly.
if there are fish. How big they are.
There's fish.
There's still time.
There's fish, but
Once we're done here, and
like
I
to
am
hide in the
finished
cave.
speaking with Shannon.
they hide in the caves. The fish hide in the caves most of the time. You have to like really wait for them to come out with the good bait.
Yes. We can't just have you shoot the water with electricity and expect a bunch of fish to bubble to the surface.
As potent as the electricity is, it is not that potent to spread amongst an entire body of water that quick.
Or even a small area, at the very least.
You can fire a small pond, learned that the hard way, and a bathtub, learned that the actual hard way.
Oh God.
Oh god, you're like a.
That
I mean, listen. At least it was only me in there, so I only suffered minor electrical scars on my back.
well, at the very least in that case, but yes.
Hugh, what do you think you have learned today from all of our lessons? What lessons have you learned today? I'm very curious. Protect. Yes.
I appreciate the
Protect.
protect.
That is very reasonable.
Protect is very good.
Yes, I trust
I
you
was
two
observing
was trying to defend the both of you as best as possible once I had succumbed.
Yeah, I noticed that actually. Yeah.
Good.
Hugh was not only very active with
Good.
their shield, but very proactive with the healing. Because it very much became obvious at a certain point who to prioritize healing. Obviously, Pravel was stuck under the water, but Volan was on land and closer, so it made more sense to heal. Am I getting that correct, Hugh? You know. Yeah, goody. Anything else?
Hopefully the hopefully the metal doesn't rust.
It's dwarven metal. It'll do fine.
Very well then.
Yeah,
Yes.
extra mana to use if it means helping family. Very
But
much
always
so,
be careful
indeed.
not to overexert yourself.
Know when to stop, and know when to put your focus to someone else.
Yes.
Lucia,
Well,
what have you learned today?
Well, probably shouldn't fight someone who's on the same level as me in a one-on-one fight in an open area. First of all, that's very silly. I should utilizing the environment and subterfuge works a lot better. And even using the assistance of your dear friends who have shields and shooty fire hands. So, I think that's the long and short of it.
Yeah. In that case, I think with all that, I can confidently say, oh shit. I was about to go cards down, so cards down now. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know why my headset decided to just fucking die on that one. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go to NPC. Hold on. I'm gonna go to NPC. Hold on.
Okay.
Event just ended. I hope cards are down. I hope all of you had fun today. I know that the event was meant to be something else initially today. Yes, but even then, after changing it, I think people still seem to enjoy it and such. For those of you who are still able to be here, fuck, what was I gonna say next? My brain is not braining today.
The roses and thorns.
For those of you who are still able, for those of you who are still able to be here, you may leave the DC now. I hope you all had fun today. Apologies if this lasted slightly longer than originally intended. I had to go back and forth to turn off the music in the world every now and then. That's my bad. We can all leave the DC now. For those of you who can be in the VR chat, we're gonna gather. Bye. Actually, no, we'll sit here. Yeah.
We're right here. It doesn't matter.
We're right here. Yeah. So, folks who can wait, stand to my left as usual. Folks who need to go, stand to my right. In that case, that is fucking Sterling. What do you have to say first?
Yeah, again, naturally the only real forwards was against my own headset once again. I don't know how this that one was a bizarre one. That one wasn't even like a cable funny. Got loose type of thing. I think my headset just said no.
Granted, that avatar that we fought was from like a previous 2 versions of Unity ago, so that might have contributed to it.
Like Steam VR straight up crashed by the time my headset came back up, so
no.
I don't know if it was just an accidental thing. I felt super embarrassed on that one, considering I was in the middle of the damn island when that hit me. Glad you were able to like find a way to explain that though.
Yeah, no, I always have a list of reasons out my ass to pull, you know?
Which is nice. Also, like, Prehevel would probably, talk with Shannon about the High Priestess.
We can do that during Saturday's social lobby. There's a lot of things I need to with Shannon.
I'm not going to be available for that. I'm too ingrained with meat Rex culture at this point.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because at this stage, meat Rex occurs before the social at this point.
Fucking time zone bullshit, bruh.
Daylight savings.
Yeah.
Roses, really enjoy the factor of everyone learning as much as possible. You unfortunately missed Hugh shoving a fucking tropical burst candy ball into Shannon's mouth and tripping her the fuck up. It was very amusing.
Yeah, we love
and
you
also
in this house.
and also be blinding her and smashing her across the nose with a baseball bat. So sorry.
Yeah, no, she's gonna be smelling weird she's gonna be like, her nose is not gonna work right for a few days.
Yeah. Again, accidental first-hand taste of how unexpectedly brutal Prehevel can be.
Yeah, Shannon's only now just clocking it in, yeah.
And after getting clocked directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The classic, the classic flash bang technique.
Yeah, no, literally, like, I was debating whether or not it would have taken, like, additional energy for the sake of having both the shield and activating the light at the same time. I'm glad you went with that, like, probably recalling the factor of me blinding the shit out of that Fianna that, Gwemlin was in.
Yeah, like, thing is, when it comes to, like, something as simple as utility spell, it's not too risky to cast it at the same time as any other spell, because again, it's a utility spell. So simple a fucking baby could cast it. Fuck, even an unawakened that has the potential of being a mage could theoretically cast a utility spell with enough accidental practice. Theoretically speaking, because it's that simple.
It's good.
Yeah. Anything else to say?
I really enjoyed the dynamic that the, well, I guess main four, in this case, sorry, Jad, had during most of the session. Like, you only came in, like, right as, like, the final practical, basically, stage boss thing occurred, as opposed to us just basically, accidentally taking it in turns to bully Shannon in different ways.
Yeah.
And and nice character, like, bonding moment between Prevel and Hugh. I swear to God, it's going to be an accidental case of just, like, Hugh probably ends up going next and just adding on to the horror game protagonist bucket list of trauma that Prevel seems to be accidentally accumulating.
Yeah. Yeah, and the nice revelation, at least
Yeah.
outside of text RP, that Deirdre's familiar is now for some reason, like, inhabiting Shannon for some reason. A mystery which will be explored further over time.
The funky connections.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
For
yes,
what it's
yes.
worth, for what I was around for, I liked the branded fight quite a bit. I love the intro you had for
Yeah.
that before the music kicked in. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, the Half-Life 2 headcrab zombie noises be like, ah!
Yeah. Even if, like, even if musically, like, I always have my own music going. In theory, it could have also worked to just have Funger music be the stage boss music on that one, as opposed to Blooming Villain. But Blooming Villain's a good, like, boss track for a lot of things.
It's like our default boss theme, to be honest, in Tuatha.
Yeah, I could send you some more if you want to have potential
I'm fine. No.
options.
I like to keep our shit consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not like different high energy. They're different things that, Funger music works very well for Tuatha's atmosphere, to be honest.
Because, like, Blooming Villain kind of fits, like, a lot of, like, energies at once. It can be slow, fast, medium, you know?
Yeah. Ironically, yeah, High Priestess's music, Funger music fit perfectly. Like, even when there wasn't Funger music playing for that. But you get what I mean. Anyway, I think that's about everything I've got. Actually, I had time to go to, like, Cam Panda for once, Lamau.
Oh yeah, I want to. Yeah, if you guys are in VR, I might chill with you guys later.
I don't know if we're probably doing desktop stuff, actually.
Who knows? Yeah.
I
If they
could
ask about
text
Tuatha again, let them know. I guess they're curious.
them. Yeah, I could text them again at least.
Yeah, either way, Jadrimion, I know you're here for barely any time, but you still count. And you're still getting paid, so get the fuck in here.
Yeah.
I love what that does to the characters.
I'm just basically going until I'm called away.
Okay.
wow.
Was he trying to chat with Panda?
Serious. Obviously, wasn't around very long. Still got to having fun though, which is nice. Fallen being faced with an angry person with large mace is eye-opening. You need to get $400, 400 euros somehow to get something that can parry one of those, or salvage creatively, I guess.
Yeah.
How much money do you have in character? How much money do you have in your balance?
I had 300 last time I checked. I've NPC'd once since then. So probably and I spent like 150 for gear. So
getting a non-concealable is like you need it. I almost fought the fucking dust mother with the fucking with this shit. I was like, oh yes, dust mother, here I come.
Non-concealables can be good in a lot of events. Some enemies do use smaller weapons.
I just need to have Hugh in my other hand.
You have 148 euros.
Yeah, that's about what I felt like.
Rip.
I'll give you guys like 70 euros. You guys were really attentive during the training, so I'll give you the bonus.
Hooray.
Hurrah.
But yeah, anything else to say, Jad?
No, there wasn't that much for me to add. Oh, although I will next month. I expect I will be able to arrive on time for events because my work hours are shifting. So
Yo.
for a month,
Poggers, because no joke, like due to variety factors, we meant to host a different event today, as you may or may not have noticed.
Yeah.
But we had to like today's main story event would not have worked with just 2 players at all. So we had to like improvise hard. Yeah.
That's all for me.
If that's all, then
Hello. Yep.
hello.
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 I don't believe I have any phones, as I usually don't. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it was
And
enjoyable.
thoughts in this economy.
Getting training is always nice because it expands on the team building aspect a little bit.
Yeah.
And Lucia got to refine some of her strategies a bit. Because he's typically a very avoidant fighter. Like if you recall when she was on her own, she's like, "Oh, there's a thing coming out of
Keep
the
a
water. I'm
little
gonna go
dirt
climb
in my
this
pillow
ladder.
for the dirt man."
I'm gonna go climb this ladder and just kick them down when they come up."
Yeah.
Or-
That was
Dark
funny.
Souls strats.
I wanted to host training events more often. Actually, sorry, you continue. I don't know if you're still going or not. Sorry.
Yeah, it's good. It's all good. Your turn.
It's all good, man. Wow. Wow. But anyways, yeah. See, training missions have been something I've wanted to always do, even back in season 1. But the problem is, if you explicitly label something as a training mission, no one fucking goes to it.
Ironically.
No one fucking
Psychology.
goes to the missions, and to be specific, no one that needs training goes to the training missions. So, hence why this event was so creatively named, Múinteoir, Magic Teacher.
There we go.
Or to be specific, Teacher of Magic. I might make Múinteoir events a bit more frequent though, maybe every 2 weeks or so.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
We can just every 3 probably. If you want to do them
Yeah,
semi-regularly.
once a month. Once a month. Once a month we'll do Múinteoir. Mainly so people don't immediately clock the training missions, because like you really have to be frighteningly deceptive to get people to fucking train. Like actually.
Which is a shame because I actually really enjoyed this whole like training exercise. It's better
Yeah, I
than
was a bit
just
worried I was
like
accidentally-
just talking and just doing and just not really doing much.
Yeah, I
Yes,
was
they're
a bit
doing stuff or
worried that I
actively
was-
learning. It's not,
Yeah.
that disparaging. Do the
Yeah,
funky
for a moment I
stab the
was worried
cat
that I
thing.
was- For a moment, I thought I was just war dumping too much or some shit, and I was a bit worried about that for a bit.
Yeah.
Lore, I love lore. Give me more lore.
Sexy lore. Yum 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 yum. You know?
Yeah. And thankfully I at least managed to get a good moment in of like you breaking the shield and then immediately knocking me on my ass. I knew I was ready.
Yeah.
I knew I was prepped properly with having my natural prone state be like laying on my back as opposed to that.
Yeah, and then doing the fucking ha as a warning that I'm gonna charge at you.
Yeah.
Just shouted, "Are they doing the hacker?"
I hate the fact that
Yeah, I
it's like
forgot what that.
for a brief moment my like audio was still present, so I was just hearing the music incidentally get louder. I'm like, oh god fucking damn it. My fucking headset decided to just die right now of all times. I was just seeing blackness and a red light in the middle of my vision and just hearing the music. I'm like, God, why must you do this to me? I know you're a depreciated
Yeah.
Rift S, but I beg.
Hey, listen, I'm on a CV1.
What?
Yeah,
Listen,
baby,
yeah, no.
2016.
Yeah, because these things are actually built
How
to
am I in
last.
480p?
As opposed to the
I'm on a
quests
Quest
that,
2.
it's on its third iteration by now because I'm pretty sure they're trying to make quests the same way they make iPads.
Technically
Shit.
not. They're just actually advancing that much. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like even my original one was just a normal rift.
It is kind of funny how at this stage I think I have just gotten so used to playing
Default
VR
rift.
chat in VR at like either 40 to 20 FPS and just being fine with it.
It's terrible.
Depending
Get to
on the
45,
size of
then you get the
lobby.
frame interpolation.
That too.
But yeah, I need to make an announcement tonight that
Shout ahead.
Wednesday and Friday have been swapped in shed. Oh, that's gonna be so fucking annoying to edit.
Yeah,
this
so
into
Friday
that.
is the
Oh my
main
God.
mission. Plus, I really like the thing we had with Hugh as well. That was really good, like characterization, like still coming off of the heels of the previous thing.
Yeah, what was that strategy you guys were pulling off? I was really blindsided by it half the time.
For which?
The branded fight.
Oh, I wasn't
I got
there for like
genuinely
half of
confused at how you
it.
guys
You already saw, so
Like-
I have no idea.
Yeah, like
Oh,
I was really confused, but also impressed by your strategy.
No, that's just the default thing that Lucy uses. It's like, hey, person with shield, I'll stand behind you, and when they're attacking you, I'll just stab the thing in the face.
To be
Damn,
fair,
yeah,
the
how
incidental
cool
moment
That's why
of
we have two
me
people with
putting my
shields, so I can stand behind the other one.
me being behind
Throw
Lucia and
fireballs.
putting the shield in front, that was purely incidental. That was not planned in any capacity. I accidentally put Lucia at a disadvantage, actually.
And the
You know
fact
those,
that like
baby carriers? Can I get one of those and just put Hugh in it?
Hugh.
And have it on my front?
Genius.
theoretically you could have a seat. You could like put a seat there and enable it.
Yeah, on the avatar, I could do it. I could add the baby carrier.
You could talk to Soul about it. You could talk to Soul players about it. No, because I feel like you should talk to them
It would be
first about if you want to do
disrespectful
something like
to
that.
them.
I don't know. Who knows what they think?
It would be funny, but
I mean,
I would
listen,
feel bad
they're on
about it.
Steam Deck. You know, it would make things easier for them.
The less movement they have to do, the easier.
the
it
less move,
is.
they just have to stay there and use the shield, and I'd be like, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
All the
Bring out
fucking
the baby
strapping
carrier. Bring out the
the
baby
guy-
carrier.
straps babies to himself so no one will stab him.
Oh god.
That fucking
Oh yeah, like the
comic
one Call of
character.
Humor skit. A one Call of Humor skit, yeah.
If I fall over, something very sensitive goes crunch.
Yeah.
They just hug him instead.
No. Oh yeah, that too.
That was like the one way.
But yeah, I got to debut a new avatar for Shannon today.
Yeah.
Ta-da! It's the funeral dress.
Oh. Because of
I needed a visual way.
Thea fucking dying.
Put a hat on. That can be your your prep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind
no,
of
I'd
little
like.
dwarf girl
Hat on.
got
Find a
eaten in
shitty
half.
little a ghastly guybus.
Yeah.
I got the goggles on as well. The Pyro Vision goggles.
Do you believe in magic?
Wow, I'm so happy at this funeral.
Yeah, no, if
Yeah.
Shannon sees someone misbehave at the funeral, she's gonna like crash out hard.
Throw them in the water.
Fun fact, I actually figured out where the graveyard's gonna be.
I mean,
I'm gonna
In the
spawn a new
water.
fucking island. I'm gonna spawn a new
Oh.
island.
My only
graves
thought
will be
on that is, are you sure? Because
I would have
there's
thought you would have
probably
like.
projectiles
There's like plenty of land on the
flying.
main.
No, my idea is that by seeing the graves, it's a visual reminder of you to actually pay attention to your training.
Oh my goodness.
wow.
I kind of like the idea. Yeah, no, like there are two reasons. Like Previl's talking with Shannon about the High Priestess now. Like A, because he's the only other person than Fia that actually knows of it, or at least seen it firsthand. For the sake of,
Yeah.
in case they encounter something like that again, so wanting to try and give as much detail as possible for the sake of this. And two, probably just to get it off his
Yeah.
chest, because again, he's now the only other one other than potentially Lucia and Deirdre that actually know it. Know of ultimately what happened
Yeah.
there. And Lucia only really got scraps
Yeah.
in the card to work with.
Yeah. No joke though, it was fun to talk as Deirdre's familiar, like again, outside of a text RP. I needed a visual way to represent it aside from the eyes, and I was like, you know what, this will do just fine. Very much
Yeah,
so.
that works. So it's like, yeah, no, I like the potential realization because we already had the purple figure show up during like that paralogue, which I still need to get back to.
I think it would be very beneficial that you use some color coding for who's driving the wheel.
I'm probably gonna add a particle, maybe. I'm probably like a particle. Yeah. A very subtle one.
Since there are two possibilities, trying to figure out which one.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because like. With she, I need to like make a particle that will make it obvious. I need to come up with a better name for Deirdre's familiar than just she, her.
To be fair, at this point, if I just
her.
think of like an entity just named her, I'm gonna think of I'm scared.
Oh no.
Okay.
Wait, to be fair, more beneficial version, I guess.
She allegedly has memories from the fourth cycle, so that's the kind of worms I just opened up, which was previously discussed in a one-on-one Deirdre did with Lucia, actually.
My collection grows. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The law.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Panda's
hopping on for the sake of probably figuring out what terrors her a bit if you want to end up joining in.
Sure, fuck yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll open up our Friends Plus. Why not? Let me get my
I got nothing else to do until I am grip tonight.